guys. I'm Blue, and I am a plus size model, influencer, women empowerment guru. I am from Springfield, Ohio, and I am 39 years old. I am also a mom, which I'm really super proud of. And I'm also the best damn hype woman around. I would describe my platform as a one-stop shop for everything that is fashion, everything that is fat positive, everything that is for the grills. I would also say that it's definitely been a struggle for me being transparent, trying to kind of figure out what to stand my platform on because it's so many things, which to me, I think I'm kind of just starting to embrace because there's not one thing that is me. I think you can find a little bit of me in everything that I do as far as modeling and just being encouraging and empowering to women, being an example of what an everyday woman looks like within this fashion space and to be able to have a platform to stand on. And I also think that my platform has literally been built on just being relative and being able to be relatable to the everyday fat woman and, being stylish and what to wear and just how we're going through life. So that's what I would say that that's how I would describe my platform. I think the main thing that made me want to be in front of the camera is because I never seen women that looked like me that were fashion forward. And I mean that by we were never the first choice. There was beautiful women, but I just never seen anybody that really ever looked like me. And when I say looked like me, I don't mean like slim thick. I don't mean curvy. I mean actual plus size bodies. And I think that everyone views plus size differently, especially in the fashion industry. But I know just for me to see a woman that was like, voluptuous, and I mean like 250 or over, like that just wasn't somebody that they were picking to put in catalogs or magazines, or, they weren't picking them for model calls and they weren't doing those things. And I never really had those examples. I think the first plus size woman I ever remember seeing was Queen Latifah, and she was a beautiful woman, but she just wasn't like, someone that was like in fashion, but she was the closest thing that I had to what I could relate, my body type to. So I wanted to be an example for women that looked like me, that they could be pretty and that they could be sexy and they could be in the fashion industry and that they could model and they could do those things and not have to feel like that they didn't belong or they weren't welcome in that space. And I wanted little girls to not be so harsh on their bodies growing up and think that, there was something wrong with them, because I know that was something that I really struggled with for a long time. I didn't know how to dress my fat body. I didn't know how to love my fat body. I didn't know how to, style it and present it. And it wasn't that I hated my body. I just didn't know what to do with it fashion wise. And because I never had an example. So I just felt like that if I could change one woman or one young woman's, mind or life, or, make an example of, what it looked like to be fat and happy and fat and fashionable and be able to be in that space and be accepted in that space, then it would bring more women on board to not want to feel like that they had to wait or change their bodies in order to be pretty or to be accepted. So that's the reason why I did that. I think most of my challenges have been self challenges. Surprisingly, I've been well accepted in this space. I think that what has been most challenging has been, I think that people like want to accept it, but then I think sometimes like they want to be on board with whatever is trending or whatever is acceptable at the time. So I don't think that they necessarily, some people do openly fat shame, right? But as far as me goes, I've never really openly been fat shamed. But I think that if they feel like that they're caught between having to go by the societal standard and having to step outside of the box and do something that's taboo a little bit, which let's face it, I mean, fashion has been taboo forever. But if they're going to choose, they're going to do what's more societal norm because that's what's going to bring them the attention and the following and things like that. And that's what they think. That's what they're under the impression of. To where they don't understand that if they do the thing that's most taboo, 9 times out of 10, there is a whole group of people that are just waiting for someone else to be that representative so that they can get on board. And it usually brings about a lot of positivity. So I think that for me, my challenge has definitely not been that. However, I think that I'm my own worst critic. I always think that there's something that I could do better, or I always think that what if I step out here and they don't accept me and they don't like me? I think that sometimes people look at me and they're like, oh, you're so confident and you're so this and you're so that. But nobody really knows that, like, behind closed doors and behind all these pictures and behind all of these lights, like, I too am a person. I too don't love my body every day. I too struggle to be to accept myself and to be okay within my own skin. And it's really this my platform, and it's really the other women that I have inspired that have really built my self-confidence in this area and things like that. So I would say that I'm probably my own worst struggle in that area. Oh man, I've done so much stuff. I'm blessed to say that I've done so much stuff, for real. It makes me want to cry. Because you could have never told me a fat girl was going to be doing what I've done, but not when I was little. Um, but I think that some of my favorite stuff is I've traveled. I've got to see so many places. I got to go to New York Fashion Week. That was amazing. I got the opportunity to be in the BodyCon newsletter naked, which was something that was really, really huge for me because not only did I show my body exactly how it was, no filter, just who I am, boom, we're out there. But the BodyCon was a very big plus size platform for women, and it was like one of the first like big events where fat fashion was very forward. Torrid was there, Dia and Company was there. I mean, it was really my first like big, huge thing that like I did, and for to be in their newsletter that was going to, internationally all over the world, and people got to see my picture. And it was just amazing. And, for fat girls to be like, oh my gosh, she's elegantly naked and accepting her body, and for that to reach millions of women, that was like one thing that I will like always be proud of. But to be honest with you, I think I get the most fulfillment from being at shoots and walking away from women and seeing them love themselves like 10 times more than when they showed up. Like, no contract or you know anything that I could ever do will ever probably fill that space more than like the connections that I've made and the women that I've met, and just seeing them like accept themselves after having like that encounter with me, because sometimes I don't always see myself like that. So for me to make a difference for women, like just everyday women that are struggling, that are moms that have just had the opportunity to have a break and to do something for themselves, I think that that's probably the most fulfilling thing for me about this whole thing. You could take all the fancy stuff and the highlight stuff away and just give me the simple everyday, let's go to a photo shoot and meet this great woman and make a difference. And I would take that. I feel like brands have come a long way. I'm really proud of them, but I think that they need to stop selling curvy as fat. I mean, we're still out here selling BBL bodies as fat bodies, and that is not a fat body, and no shade, no tea. I mean, if that's what you want to do with your body, amazing. Curvy women, amazing. I just don't think that curvy women are fat women, and I don't like that they lump us all together and try to claim that they're fat positive, because that's not fat positive. Being curvy is different. Some curvy women can still fit standard size clothes. Some curvy women can still go in and get a standard size clothes because of, the way that their waist and stuff is built. But me as a fat woman could never go and I can't switch in between. I can't do that. So I think that brands need to do better at actually uh, they need to start talking to fat people. Like, get a fat friend. You know what I mean? Like, somebody that works at the place, get a fat friend. If you don't have a fat friend, I got plenty of them. Call me. I will be your fat friend, but do better. Like, do better as far as like the representation that you're bringing across in your ads. If you are trying to cater to fat people, be more considerate of fat people. And the way that you're representing them, the way that you're speaking about them, the way that you're sizing and making your clothes. Understand that not all fat people are built the same. Not all fat people, are, some fat people are bottom at the top, or big at the bottom, whatever. Like, you can't put every single human in the same box and try to group us together. If you're going to be inclusive, you need to make sure that you are taking a moment to do some research within the fat community, within fat fashion areas, or maybe people that are predominantly fat clothing designers, and actually make sure that you're catering to that. Because I think a lot of businesses are saying that they are fat positive, but then my fat ass go into the store and can't fit nothing that's in there. Well, then you're not fat positive, baby, because I'm fat. Okay. So I just, I think that that's really it. I think that everybody's trying to do a good job at being inclusive. I think that we have come a long way from what I have experienced as far as growing up as a young girl and a teenager, but I just think that there's always still more room for growth. If I had to give any advice in regards to building a platform or starting in the modeling, industry or fashion or whatever, I would say that you're gonna have to have a strong backbone. It's not easy. It takes a lot. You're gonna have to stand on business. If that's something you want to do, you're gonna have to stand on it. You're gonna have to go get it. Everything that I've built, the platform that I've built, the image that I've built, my modeling portfolio and stuff, this has all happened over a 7-year period. It didn't happen overnight. For the first 4 to 5 years that I was doing it, I wasn't even being paid. It's not easy. You have to do it because you love it and you genuinely want to do it, and because you want to make a change within that space, especially if we're talking fat liberation, because it's not going to be easy. I think that now some things have changed though. Like now social media has had a really big impact. TikTok has had a really big impact. I think that if you could get in your social media bag and your content bag, you have the potential to possibly take off. But then you also have to remember that you have to maintain that. So if you don't have like the time or a lifestyle that kind of can cater to that, then maybe that's not something that's for you. You also have to be willing to invest in yourself. You have to be willing to invest in it. When I first started doing all of this, I had to pay for shoots. I paid to go and build my portfolio. I paid to get my makeup and hair done. You have to show up and you have to be what you say you are on this camera, or what you say you are on this platform. You have to show up and be that. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to jump in front of this camera and I'm going to take pictures and now I'm a model. No, you got to carry yourself like a model. You got to dress yourself like a model. You got to show up like that. And you have to be ready to take whatever backlash and whatever good and bad comes from that, whatever backlash comes from that. Everybody's not going to be your fan. Everybody's not going to get on board. Everybody's not going to support you. Everybody is not going to do that. So you have to be ready for the downs as well as the ups, because as great as it does look, it's hard work. It's not easy building a platform. It's not easy being a model and showing up and doing stuff like that either. So I would say be prepared to invest, be prepared to work really, really hard, and make sure that it is something that you are passionate about before you step into that space. Because if you do not love it, you might as well just hang it up. If I had to leave y'all with one thing, I would say stop giving a damn about what other people think and just go do what you want to do with your life. Stop not wearing that outfit until you lose weight. Bitch, put that shit on. Stop letting other people dictate the person that you are and be yourself. Life is too short. Like I've wasted far too much time in my life worrying about what other people think, worry about if I would be accepted, worrying about if I should put this on, if I should do this or that. If it makes you feel good and you're happy and you're living your best life and you're not harming anyone else around you, don't give a damn about what they say and what they think. Life is just too short. If go get it. Go do it. Do you, girl. Do it. Put it on. We love it. So that's what I would say. And I would say that the other thing I want to say is I know I love y'all and I know y'all love me and I love all of y'all for supporting me through all of this journey. But just understand that like I am a normal person too. Like I know that you guys, like I said before, y'all see all of these great things that I've done and I have done great things. And I know that you guys see me being confident and, killing it. But just know that like I'm an everyday woman too. I am a mother, I am a partner, I am a friend, I am a daughter. Like I go through every day the struggles in life too. And I do this stuff to encourage you to take the time out to do something that's for you, to love on you guys. Because when I do these pictures and I'm on my platform and I'm encouraging women, that is my passion. That's what I love to do. It's what keeps me going. It what pushes me forward. And so if take the time out to do a photo shoot for you, even if you're not trying to model, do a photo shoot for yourself. Take time to love on yourself. Go get the pedicure, go get the manicure, buy the outfit, spend a little bit of extra money. You can't take it with you when you go. And if you keep waiting, one day you're going to turn around and it's going to be too late. Do it now.